Hey, Sinister Skater here, and welcome to the first episode of Call of Duty Armory Analysis for Ghost. Now, I did this last year for Black Ops 2, and everyone seemed to like it, so I thought, why not do it again? And basically, what this series is Call of Duty in-depth on my channel. We're going to be taking a look at a bunch of different things. Last year, we did perks, we did some weapons, we did attachments like foregrip for stock for accuracy. We took a look at all the tactical grenades and compared every single aspect of them, like the blast radius, their effects, everything, their timing on how long it takes. We did bouncing betties with claymores and a bunch of other things, but we're going to be analyzing things, reviewing equipment and everything, and pulling out the data from the game. Now, one of my recent videos, I think it was how to sprint faster in Ghost. That technically should have been an Armory analysis, because that's kind of what it is. But this is the first official episode. Now, before we get into today's topic, make sure you guys leave a comment of what you would like to see kind of analyzed or reviewed for the next episode. I will consider it for the next video, but I already kind of have something in mind. But you guys always come up with good ideas, so I like to see what you have to say. So for today's video, we're going to be taking a look at the perk Focus. Now, this is in the resistance category, and what this perk does is it reduces weapon sway when aiming down sights and reduces flinch when hit. So this perk is also unlocked at level 30 when you're leveling up, or you can purchase it for 6 squad points, and then you get it for the rest of that prestige, and then when you prestige again, or for your new soldier, it resets. And this perk costs 2 perk points out of your 10 or 13 or however many perk points you get. I'm not even sure. Now, the question about this perk is how much does it reduce your flinch and your weapon sway? Because when I first used it at first, I really didn't think it did much, and also my friend MiniV12 thought that it didn't do much as well, and he's the one that kind of wanted me to make this video. So he helped me out test this, and what I did do test for the flinch was I lined up in a specific spot. I lined up my crosshairs with all these different things, so I made sure the data was accurate. And then I had him shoot me while I was aiming down sight at a certain object without focus, and then once with focus. And then I went into Photoshop and lined up all the buildings and everything in the background, so everything's specific, and I can get the exact data point of how much kind of like recoil or flinch there is for each weapon. And I did this with a couple weapons from each category. And then for the sway part, I also did the same thing, pretty much the same thing, line up the objects in the background of the map while I'm aiming at a certain point in the wall. It was at this circle, actually, in Chasm, which is actually pretty awesome because it helped me do my kind of like data graphing easier in post-edit in Photoshop. But I did that screenshot, it bring everything in Photoshop, and then I did my analysis there. So previously you saw those screenshots that I did for the Photoshop aspect, but on the screen now you're going to be seeing some slow-mo side-by-side, kind of the amount of flinch you get without focus and then with focus for a couple weapons. Now, the conclusion I came to for this perk is that for the flinch aspect, it reduces flinch by 75%. That was my first conclusion, but as I did more weapons, some of them look like it did more like 85% reduction. So I'm going to go the safe route and say that it does 75% to 85% flinch reduction. It depends on what weapon, but that is an extraordinary amount. It's almost 100%. And when you're actually looking at these screenshots or these slow-mo side-by-side, you can see that it does like a significant amount of flinch reduction. Like your dude's pretty much on point. And that is going to be critical for winning gunfights in this game. So just the flinch aspect of that, this perk is awesome. Now, if we go ahead and look at the sway aspect, the weapon sway reduction when aiming down sight, for all the weapons, it was around a 50% weapon sway decrease, which is pretty awesome when you're trying to aim down sight and get those long shots for your assault rifles or whatever you're trying to use down a range on these giant maps and coasts. So overall, the focus perk does do a lot. It's definitely a perk I'd recommend because it does help you win gunshots, and the flinch reduction is a significant amount, about 75% to 85% reduction. And then the bonus, kind of like the weapon sway, or however you want to look at it, is about a 50% weapon sway decrease for all weapons. So this perk does help your guy get a lot more stable, you can say, when you're weapon flinching and aiming down sights. And it's a pretty awesome perk. So that was the first episode of Armory Analysis. You got a little feel for what this series is going to be. There's probably going to be one every week or every other week, switching off with my jump spots vid that is going to start either late this week or early next week, as well as regular commentaries, which will be coming soon. I have been doing a lot of tips and tricks this past Ghost release for the past 2 weeks. But hopefully you guys enjoyed. As always, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace out.